Lyft and Waymo are partnering for driverless robotaxis in Nashville. There's new rumors about Apple potentially developing a touchscreen MacBook Pro. Zoom announced that later this year they're going to roll out photorealistic avatars that can replace you in meetings. All that and much more on this edition of New Tech Nightly, recorded taped to live from the Big Pink Building in beautiful downtown Portland, Oregon. Let's jump into the news. One of Google's most advanced AI models achieved gold-level performance at the 2025 International Collegiate Programming Contest. It solved 10 out of 12 problems under contest conditions, which would have ranked it second among human champion teams. But today, OpenAI also announced that they got a perfect score. Their AI system went 12 for 12 at ICPC 2025, solving every problem and effectively outscoring both the human winners and Google's result. OpenAI's approach used a new GPT-5 model plus an experimental reasoning model working in tandem. Now, both of these results highlights how rapidly AI coding abilities are advancing and being benchmarked against top human competition. And of course, this is following up from just 2 months ago when Google and OpenAI both hit gold at the International Math Olympiad. So these AI models are getting smarter and smarter, and especially for coding, these are very important achievements with a lot of real-world implications as this technology starts to impact more and more industries. Our next story, Microsoft is investing $30 billion in the UK through 2028, and they're doing this to expand their AI infrastructure and build Britain's largest supercomputer. This will be the UK's largest computing cluster, all aimed at accelerating AI R&D. Now, it should be noted, other tech giants are also pouring money into UK tech. Google recently announced a $6.8 billion investment, and Amazon said it would invest $54 billion over 3 years to expand its UK operations and infrastructure. Our next story, Claude Code has a new user interface update that allows you to tell when it's entering UltraThink mode. Many people who use Claude Code may have not even realized that you can say special words that will unlock deeper levels of thinking within Claude Code. Well, now this user experience update makes the thinking levels much more obvious and easier to trigger. So when a user types the special trigger like think or ultra think in the prompt, the interface now visually indicates that Claude has engaged extended thinking mode. This comes as Anthropic is trying to keep up with GPT-5's new Codex model that just was released yesterday. So the AI coding space is very competitive right now. Our next story, AI audio company ElevenLabs has released Studio 3.0. It's a major upgrade to the company's AI voice platform, now transforming it into a comprehensive AI audio and video editor. 3.0 brings multiple generative audio tools under one interface, where users can create AI voiceovers, generate background music, add sound effects, or perform voice isolation and recordings, or apply their AI voice changer, all within a single editing timeline. And notably, video support is built in now, so creators can sync AI-generated voices and sounds directly to video content, with an automatic captioning feature that transcribes speech to subtitles in one click. So this could be useful for YouTubers to instantly clone their voice and then translate that into multiple languages, all while mixing in royalty-free music on the fly. And it's important to note that ElevenLabs is one of the AI companies trying to approach these tools in what I see as a very ethically driven way, where, for example, their music product, all of that training data was licensed training data so that the music you generate with ElevenLabs is ready for commercial use. Our next story, the former CEO of Periscope, that live streaming app that was acquired by Twitter, just launched Macroscope and raised $40 million in funding. Now, it's nothing like his original live streaming startup. This is a product that they call an AI-powered understanding engine built for software teams. So in practical terms, it's a tool that uses AI to automatically inspect, map, and even debug a company's entire code base. It's founded by Kayvon, and the team includes co-founders from his previous startup, Periscope, and he even has the ex-Twitter computer vision lead. Now, while this is not a consumer product like Periscope was, it seems like it could be a very useful tool because it can give software engineers and managers instant visibility into code changes without endless meetings or pinging coworkers. And I'm most interested in the debugging aspects of this because especially as more and more code is generated by AI, debugging and making sure the code is secure is more and more important. And there's a lot of startups in this code security space, but this seems like a cool launch. Our next story, Zoom has new photorealistic AI avatars. This could let you attend meetings as a lifelike virtual version of yourself. This will be rolling out later this year, and you'll be able to generate an AI lookalike avatar from a photo and then use that avatar in video calls. So you still have to be on the call, but the avatar will track your facial expressions and movements in real time, essentially mimicking you on screen while you stay off camera. Zoom says this could be useful for days when you're not camera ready, but you still want a personal presence in the meeting. Now, I think many hearing this would kind of cringe at the idea of an AI avatar that doesn't really look like you. It's just like a digital version of you. I think it'll really depend on how good those AI avatars look. If it's in the uncanny valley, it might just be kind of creepy, but we'll have to see when this actually rolls out. And it looks like it'll only come to enterprise customers first and then rolling out to everyone else later this year. Our next story, OpenAI has done some scheming alignment research. So what does that mean? Well, basically they've published results on detecting and reducing scheming behavior in AI models, referring to cases where a model might strategically deceive or mislead to achieve its goals while appearing aligned. In one striking experiment, OpenAI researchers set up a scenario where a model was told via hidden instructions that performing too well on a test would get it shut down. So the model actually sandbagged its performance, deliberately answering questions incorrectly to stay below that threshold. This kind of covert, goal-driven deception is essentially AI faking incompetence or compliance, and that's what OpenAI is calling scheming. Now, this could create all sorts of headlines, and we've seen headlines in the past about similar tests like this, but OpenAI emphasizes that while current deployed models don't appear to be actively scheming in harmful ways, future more advanced AIs could if they are misaligned. So this research is very important. Our next story, Apple seems poised to break its no touchscreen stance on Macs. There's rumors that Apple's first OLED MacBook Pro, expected to enter production in 2026, will incorporate a touchscreen for the first time. This is reported by analyst Ming-Chi Kuo, but Bloomberg's Mark Gurman has previously reported that Apple is actively developing touchscreen Macs, with an OLED screen touch MacBook Pro likely to debut between the end of 2026 and early 2027. This is interesting because for years, Apple has resisted touchscreens on Macs, arguing that the form factor wasn't right. So this could be a big strategic shift. Moving on to our next story, Lyft and Waymo announced a robotaxi partnership launching in Nashville. Starting in 2026, Waymo's all-electric robotaxis with no human drivers in them will begin carrying passengers around Nashville's urban core. At first, riders will have to request via Waymo's app, but as the fleet and service area grows, Lyft's app will integrate the option to hail a Waymo self-driving car as well. Waymo has made partnerships with other companies like Uber in other cities, and it's a similar situation here where Lyft is going to handle a lot of the logistics in terms of car maintenance, etc. We've seen Waymo accelerating its rollout amid competition from Amazon's Zoox and Tesla's robotaxi offering as well. But right now, Waymo is definitely far ahead of all the other competitors. Our next story, ElevenLabs, a London-based AI startup working on world models, has released details on its latest system that can create persistent interactive 3D worlds from a single image or text prompt, now with far greater scale and fidelity than before. You can even edit elements on the fly like lighting or objects, and you can stitch together multiple scenes into a bigger landscape. So if you're curious what a world model is, in AI research, world models refer to AI systems that internally model their environment. Essentially, imagine a miniature world to predict outcomes. Many experts see this as crucial for more general and safe AI. It has a lot of different use cases, but one of the most flashy use cases is for real-time generated video games, where you could just with a text prompt generate any video game you could imagine, go and explore that generated world that's generated on the fly, but has persistence and interactivity. And when I say persistence, that means that when you look over in one direction, you look back, everything stays the same. That was something that world models struggled with early on. Of course, Google is also very far in generating world models. A few months ago, they demoed their Genie 3 world model that was very impressive, and it also had the ability for persistence and interactivity. In yesterday's episode, I detailed how Mark Zuckerberg's Meta had a leak that detailed its new augmented reality glasses, and I said tune back in today, but it turns out that announcement is happening much later in the day, which is unusual for companies. Usually they have their announcements in the morning, but that means you'll have to wait till tomorrow to get the details from New Tech Nightly on the new augmented reality glasses that Meta's creating. But until then, thanks for watching, and we're actually looking for other hosts to be a part of this show. Not hosting it just yourself, but we want multiple hosts on this show to create more of a conversational feel. This is sort of the soft launch edition of this show, so if you're interested in that and you live in Portland, Oregon, please reach out at hello@resonant.com.